So you clicked on this video right now because you're probably selling a $50 to $60 hoodie and you feel as your brand is worth more, or you just want to charge more, because we all know what comes with charging more: better profits, more money in your pockets, etc., etc. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how to up the value of your clothing brand. By the way, my name is Eddie. I'm 19. I'm a co-owner of a brand called eStars, a six-figure clothing brand. Let's get straight to this motherfucker. Let's go. And professional Eddie in the building. Let's get it. Let's go. It's not even about the clothing brand aspect. It's more of a brand thing. People, I'm saying brand. Branding is the most important thing when it comes to the value of your brand. So before I even get into like the how to up the value of your brand, it's a checklist that I got to break down real quick for y'all. It's a checklist that you got to do before you even thinking about upping the value of your brand. It's basically how you treat your customers. So first thing first, we got checklist number 1. We need to go pre-made. No more pre-order shit. I mean, a lot of big brands do pre-order, but they don't. But majority of them don't do pre-order. Like, you got to get with the program. We doing pre-made. Save some money up. Sell some sneakers. Get a job, nigga. I don't know what to tell you. We're doing pre-made. Take that risk, little nigga. Boom. Next, we got shipping times. Right. Right now, my shipping times aren't the best. It's 6 to 12 business days because my 3PL is located in China. Next, it's probably next month or the month after that, we're switching to a US 3PL. Found one. Go to do. But yeah, blah, blah. But yeah, shipping times is very, very important. Quicker shipping times means you could charge more with your brand. You could charge more for shipping with faster shipping times, right? Boom. Now we got quality of clothing. We do not fuck with Pakistan niggas no more. All you Pakistan manufacturers that want to work with a nigga, all you niggas, I don't want to work with you. We don't want to work with you. We not jacking them niggas no more. I'm not gonna lie, we not jacking those niggas. So the way they treat shit, it's not no more. We go China or anywhere else you want to go, but we not jacking those niggas no more. Boom. After that, just like the fundamentals of basics, like how you treat your customers, customer support. Make sure your customer support is A1 steak sauce. You can literally hire somebody for customer support. I got one. She's the best in the world. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even deal with customers. So yeah, we got the best customer experience over here at eStar. So yeah, it's the main thing. This whole checklist is just about offers. Like, what are you offering? If your offer is trash compared to your competitors and the people next to you, it's hard for you to really charge more, because say if somebody pays $100 for a hoodie and they never get the hoodie, it's like, my nigga, what are you doing? Never get the hoodie, or it takes too long to come, equals chargebacks. And we don't want to go with the chargeback shit no more. You know, my chargeback rate hella low. I already talked about it in the video. Niggas are chicken over here. I ain't gonna lie. But now we got the checklist down. Let's get into the planning. You can either create a plan for this or raw dog. We raw dog. I ain't gonna lie, I love raw dog just because I based it off demand. So I'm gonna break this all down. Got my shit right here. Boom. How I went from selling a $50 hoodie, $50 for a hoodie, by the way, to now we're selling our hoodies at $125, right? Boom. So look, and also we're doing that right now. We could also charge more, but I care about the people. I love people, and shout out to y'all niggas. So we're gonna probably, I like the 125 range right now. Definitely in the future, we're gonna have more expensive pieces and shit like that. But for the hoodies we selling right now, we like the 125. Also with shipping too. We also charge shipping on that as well. You know what I'm saying? So look, boom. So how I want to go about it was, this is my first drop. Well, this is not my first drop, but this is when I was dropping the art, the art collection, art 0.4. So with the art collection, it was the art tee and the 2 art hoodies, right? So when we were dropping it, we dropped the hoodies for $90, and then we dropped the tee for the art tee for like $50 or something like that, right? So then after that, drop 2 happened, and then drop 2 happened. It was, since we sold out pretty quickly of the $90 hoodies, then we charged $100 for the hoodies, and for the shirts we charged $55 since we sold out of them both. Sold out those again, and we also dropped sweatpants with that as well. So yeah, and we had this whole early access thing. For the first hour it was cheap, and then after that first hour it's more expensive. And then we did the same play. Now this next drop, it was a gallery 0.5 drop. Now the hoodies, the lowest the hoodies will ever get for the VIP access early discount code, I'm gonna break all this down later, is the hoodies are now at 110, and that's the lowest they'll ever be. And the regular price for the general access is 125. Same thing with the hood, same thing with the t-shirts. Our art tees are now selling at $65. So yeah, I like it there. So the key to this whole thing is about branding and demand, right? Branding and demand. And branding ties into what marketing, all this shit. I'm gonna break it down. But boom. So with demand, right? So I had got demand. You gotta get demand for this shit, because, or you could literally just sell a super low quantity and sell out that really fast, and that's how you could build demand. So you could there's multiple ways of building demand. So with demand, you could literally start with the minimum MOQ for the bulk. Say if you can even do like lower than that. You could order the minimum order quantity for the bulk and just split that in half and just sell it for one drop, and then for the next drop you can sell it again. And you could do the drop hella fast. So you could do 50 tees, right? You could do 50 hoodies. You split that bulk in half and do a 20. You only selling 25 hoodies, right? Mind you, you won't make a lot of money, but that's not about the money aspect. We're trying to build demand here. So you're only selling $25 hoodies, right? And then boom, I mean, not $25 hoodies, you're selling 25 hoodies. You sell at them 25 hoodies fast, and depending how fast you sell them at, you up the price. So then you sell that 25 again, and if they sell out really fast again, you up the price, and you can keep going so on and so forth, right? So that's another way to build demand. Or if your demand is just crazy, you can order 50 pieces, sell out of that, and then keep going. So it's multiple ways to do it, but to create demand is through marketing and scarcity. I do the scarcity tactic every single drop, and the scarcity, I'm not even telling a lie. Sometimes I'll be lying. Sometimes I'll be like, even though we just ordered a huge bulk order, like a huge restock, I still be saying it's only 50 pieces per item. You don't want to miss out. The shit super duper limited. Right, and then now we got through marketing. To create demand through marketing, it's just having people want your product, and also having people damn, nigga, having people want to become a part of your brand, want to become a part of the branding and stuff, and want to experience your brand and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're gonna get into that. So my scarcity exclusivity strategy is basically simple. Each item is 50 pieces, which we most likely do. If it's a new item, we do 50 piece bulk order. Yeah, like MOQ on that shit. So we do that, right? So we do 50 pieces, so it's super duper limited. We tell that to everybody. We do all that. Then after that, right, we have the 1 hour early access for the sign up. For my Discord, they get an extra 30 minutes. So in reality, it's literally a 1 hour and 30 minutes of exclusive shopping. Then on top of that, we do an exclusive discount, what I just told y'all earlier, which is $110 for the hoodies. You get 10%, you get $10 off the hoodie, versus when we actually drop to the public, it's an extra $10 you gotta pay. So that also helps people, that also makes people want to buy earlier, for another example. So that's what I do during my campaign. And also I explain how it's pre-made, so if it sells out, it sells out. You get what I'm saying? You could also do it another way. You could create exclusivity and demand is like, I'm never dropping these pieces again. I don't really want to do that because I kind of want to sell my pieces to like everyone. Mind you, even the volume that we're selling at right now is still not even a lot of people. For example, I think we got 100 orders since this month started. By the way, it's the 5th. We got around 100 orders. That's only 100 people. So we barely have even sold to everybody. So I kind of want to get my brand more out there and shit like that. But that's just another example. So now we're gonna get down to marketing. So marketing and branding is all just about presentation. You're just presenting your brand to the world. So how do you present your brand to the world? So branding is a lot of things. So you got like a lot of shit I'm gonna break down. So you got like your logo, the way you make your brand look, marketing, etc., etc. So I'm gonna give you a couple examples of brands that transform themselves from here to there, right? So first, actually, I'm not gonna start with E-Star. So first, we can start with J Mitch's brand, which was Bottega Desires. Now it's Mateer. I don't know how to say that French shit, but the nigga changed his first name to some fire ass French shit, and I'm gonna explain the whole shit. It's like Mateer Desires. The shit's so fire. So like, boom, right? So he did this whole rebrand thing, right? From going to Bottega to then boom. I'm pretty sure he did it because I don't know why he did it. I'm pretty sure he did it because there's a couple brands with the name Bottega already, like the original Bottega Veneta's. I think that's how you say it. Yo, if I mispronounce any of this shit, please don't get on that nigga. But I think but Mateer, the word Mateer sounds more, it sounds more heavy hitter, and it just sounds better, and it sounds more of a designer aspect, right? So with his new name and the new way he presented his brand, now he's charging sleeveless tees at $350, and a lot of his old audience from his brand was not fucking with that shit, and niggas was saying, damn, that's OD, who's paying that? Then the nigga end up dropping, and guess what? The nigga end up selling out and going crazy. off selling $350 sleeveless tees. So you see what I'm saying? So the shit really went crazy. So we're gonna break down how he went through this whole transformation, right? So the way he went through this transformation was really, really smart, because he changed the whole aesthetic from his brand. So before, his website was really, really basic. I don't have no screenshots, but I'm gonna just tell y'all what I have seen. His website was really, really basic. No product image, no campaigns, nothing like that. He usually just drop an item or some like cool campaign shit, on some fly nigga shit, post up like kind of not anywhere, but just, it wasn't really no direction. It was more so just creating pieces and shit like that. And the pieces he was creating wasn't more so, it was more so just like regular streetwear, I would say. Now I would say he's more on the spectrum of high-end streetwear, to where like the pieces that he's dropping are more high-end, and also he's using like stones and rhinestones, and also more denim pieces. I'm seeing him dropping stuff like that, and getting into more like vintage, more vintage type pieces and stuff like that, kind of like older designers, I would say. So that's how he went about the transition. So also the people that he has in his brand now. So like the models, the campaigns. So I saw a campaign that he did where the video looked really like even the color grading on the video. It was more kind of more of like a designer feel, something more like a LV or like things of that nature would post. So he went to that aspect, so he went to that type of aspect with his brand, right? So with all that I'm saying is that he changed the whole persona and identity of his brand just like that. So he kind of made the pieces that he made, also in the marketing that he did, and also the people that he got in his brand, transition his brand to now where I could sell to these more higher individuals. So everything is about just branding, how you make your brand look. Also with his website is more curated. It's more like, it's more luxury. It's more this, that, and the third. So that's what he did with his website also. And you see how he changed his name, the way he present his brand and all that good stuff. That all ties into branding. So he's reaching a higher audience that can actually pay well. And now I'm also going to talk about the people who are actually in his brand with influencers after I break down my brand and shit like that. Well, boom, now I'm gonna break down my brand, which is more like a thing you could relate to, because jumping from selling $30 shirts to now selling $350 shirts, you gotta be really good at what you do to be able to do that when you're just starting out. For the niggas who trying to do shit that I'm trying to do, that I'm doing right now, it's pretty simple. I'm gonna break it down. So at first, before I rebranded, my brand was called Entering Star. And my brand was more catered towards niggas who, like, literally middle schoolers from like high school, I would say. Not really adults, I would say, or not even niggas who are like out of school, like in college, I would say. So it was more catered to a younger audience, right? So we were selling $50 hoodies. Our first ever drop, we were selling $50 hoodies, and then we actually started selling $60 hoodies, right? So with that, I'm saying is that, so first, the marketing for my brand, I'm gonna pop up pictures and shit. It was like real googly, all this bullshit, this full zip, trendy shit, bullshit, and all that aspect in the way of the brand. Even with the products, even with the name, I would say Entering Star, the name of that brand, doesn't really correlate to what I'm doing now. So like, I would say E-Star is more impactful. It's more, it sounds good off the tongue. E-Star, you know what I'm saying? So shit like that I was doing. So yeah, Entering Star, all this shit really kiddie and all this bullshit. And the marketing wasn't really well thought out, right? But now when we trans over to E-Star, and with the shit now I'm doing with E-Star, you could see the more audience I'm trying to hit. Also, the people that we actually been selling towards also been more older audience. Even like before, the sizes that were doing really well for us were sizes like small, extra small, and even like medium. Medium is always going to do well, but now we see as one of our best sellers that's really selling good is like the size large, because we're evolving in the audience. You know what I'm saying? So with the marketing, what I changed about the marketing aspect, and I claimed the name E-Star, the identity of E-Star, is now that I'm marketing, what I'm doing is that I'm using lifestyle photos in my marketing. So as you just see, I pop up a couple pictures on the screen here about all the shit that I'm doing now. And as you see, I'm using certain things like money bags, all this cool shit, just a whole bunch of cool shit. The way I'm even taking pictures now, shit like that, into the marketing. So yeah, boom. So now I'm reaching a more older audience. So look, so now that you just saw the transformation, you can basically see before we used to sell sweatsuits at around like $90 or like $100. Now I'm selling more with just one hoodie that I'm selling. You see what I'm saying? So, as I broke it down, presentation is key. It's just how you present your brand in the world, and also the name also plays a big part. If your name is some googly shit, I would say change your name, even though we don't want to do that. But having your name is really, really important, just because the name draws in a lot of shit to it. So yeah, it's all about presentation, all about presentation. So now I'm gonna give y'all keys and tips that y'all can use to actually elevate your brand, now that I gave out examples and broke it down. So with presentation, what I do is also like creating brand worlds, I would say. I'm not so good at it, but I'm starting to get a grasp of it. So what I do use is I use other people's brands to elevate my brand. For example, as y'all see, I use LV bags, money, Balenciagas, and shit like that into my brand. And the reason why I do this is because when you use other people's brands, you're targeting their audience. And when you're targeting these other brands' audiences, you draw on their audience to become a part of your audience. Because these brands, the items that I'm using, I'm not using the other brands' clothing. I'm using certain things like accessories, bags, shoes. And when I pair up the shoes with bags or like accessories and stuff like that, it draws in that audience and kind of tracks it a little bit to mine. You get what I'm saying? So when you do that, it's kind of like a cheat code, because it's very, very easy, because now you're kind of matching up the value. I'm not saying that my brand is valued towards LV or Balenci, but I'm bringing up the value of my brand by putting it next to these. Because now the customer, not the customer, the supporter, I could say customer. Now the customer is now seeing it kind of on this, not the same level, but the value is getting up with my brand. So now when they see the price point of like, oh, this is $125, I got these Balenci shoes that I just paid $1,000 for, I could spend $125 on this hoodie because it matches, and I think that is really, really drawn to the eye. Also, I say I make pretty good products, so you can't make no bullshit. You gotta at least make some good shit. I made a video on how to create products and all that shit, so you can go watch that, blah, 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 blah. Another day for another dollar, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, now that's another important part in the aspect, right? Another thing you could do to update your marketing, your presentation, is packaging. Packaging is very, very important. I'm getting more keen into our packaging. Really good packaging does cost, like you can use boxes and shit like that, but I add stickers. Like I still do, I would not say kiddish shit, but I find it cool. I don't want my brand to be super high-end streetwear. I want my brand to be more my creations. My brand is for like creators and shit like that. That's why it's called, and also to inspire people. So one of our good sayings is born to create. We gotta inspire the youth, and you inspire the youth by just creating all this bullshit, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I make stickers, put that in packaging too. But the stickers is like chill fire shit. I like it. And my brand is just my creation, so I don't really care that much. But yeah, packaging does play a part. So you got LV. When you open up an LV box, and it's all about the experience, what you give to the customer. So they spend that $1,000 on this bag from LV. Then they get the bag, and now you see how a lot of people like to flex how like a lot of people like to flex them. How a lot of people like to flex how they have a bunch of LV bags and shit. So when they come out the LV store, they post how they got hella LV bags, like the bag bags. I'm not talking about like the leather bags. I'm talking about the bags that you get when you buy. So like the little shopping bags. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of people like to post all them shits because it shows to Instagram and all the people that they follow that they got money and they got motion, all this shit like that. So what you do is the packaging also plays a huge part. So when you think about making clothes and shit, also think about the experience with packaging. So when you open it up, say when somebody opens up an LV bag, they first open up the shopping bag, then they take out the shopping bag, then they open up the box, and then the box has a little tissue in it, then they unwrap the tissue, you get an LV card as well. Then on top of that, they got a dust bag, so then you open up the dust bag to finally get out the bag, and they got something inside the leather bag that you get out, and it keeps going, and it's just a whole experience. So think about what that when it comes to branding with your whole brand, right? So now we done with packaging, right? We could talk about influencers. So with influencers, they help a lot because the certain type of people you get into your brand can help up the value of your brand. Now I'm gonna go back to J Mitch. So J Mitch, Bottega Desires, aka MD, as we're gonna call it. We're just gonna call it MD, right? I just saw that this nigga got Lil Baby into his brand, right? And he was wearing the sleeveless tee that was $350. Now that Lil Baby was in his tee, he can even upcharge on that because of a certain type of person that he got into his brand. And also, with influencers, they help a lot, because if you really target somebody such as Lil Baby, you could raise the prices, because a lot of people want to be like a Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? So when you got a lot of people who want to be like Lil Baby, even though their pockets ain't like Lil Baby, they still gonna spend that money because they want to feel like and look like that nigga. And a lot of people do this unconsciously. They literally be dick riding unconsciously. A lot of niggas want to be like other niggas. You see what I'm saying? So with that, I'm saying is, it's really, really important when it comes to influencers and when you pick who you want to be in your brand. So what I do now with influencers, I don't pick kiddish niggas to be in my brand no more. Before I did, when it comes to entering Star, now I literally look for people who feel like are representing my brand in a way. So also take that into play. You don't want to get no kiddish niggas in your brand no more. You just don't want to get anybody. For example, you don't want to get people, you don't want to reach out to influencers that include themselves in drama, or their audience is just them doing TikTok dances. My nigga, we not doing that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because with TikTok dances, what that attracts a younger audience. You see what I'm saying? So influencers play a key part in this shit. So when you're picking influencers, make sure you pick people that represents your brand, especially the target and the age and all that good shit. So yeah, this all goes down to like who's your target audience, right? And if you really want to charge more. So I just gave you a free game on what I do, right? And how I was able to bring up my brand and shit like that. With the just clothing brand. Also back onto influencers, a lot of times the way a lot of people get these certain individuals into their brand is because of stylists. A lot of rappers, artists, or even NBA players, sports professional athletes, shit like that, they have stylists. A couple stylists have hit me up. I haven't seen none of the niggas who they said that were in my brand yet. I don't think I got scammed or like that, but you could contact these individuals through like stylists, or stylists will hit you up if they really, really like your clothes. Or also you could go connect to the people that they're closest with, shit like that and all that bullshit. So yeah, but yeah, this is a quick play on how to up the value of your brand. I hope you enjoyed this video. By the way, join the free Discord. About to get a huge update. It's about to be so much free game in that motherfucker. We're about to pour so much free game in our souls into this new Discord update. So go join the free Discord. But yeah, my name is Eddie, and I'm finna catch y'all young niggas later. You feel me? Deuces, you feel me? Yeah.